Vault 15, like nearly every other Vault-Tec vault, was not what it seemed. Advertised as a safe haven to wait out the apocalypse, Vault 15 was in reality an experiment to see how an isolated population filled with people with diametrically opposed ideologies and cultures would fare when forced into close proximity with each other. By 2097, a mere 20 years after closing its door, Vault 15 was already overcrowded, worsening any pre-existing ideological conflicts. Within 2 generations of the Great War, the tension had crescendoed, leading to the dwellers blasting their way out of the vault and scattering across the wasteland into 4 major groups. One of these groups would settle west of the vault, creating the community of Shady Sands and, eventually, the new California Republic. The others, however, turned to raiding post-war communities, living their above-ground lives as bandits. The first of these groups would be led by Jonathan Faust, who led his followers to an oasis deep in the desert, where he quickly fell into a pit of snakes. The starving, irradiated followers of Faust, now seemingly leaderless, debated amongst themselves whether this expedition was even viable, and considered either joining another group of Vault 15 survivors and even going back to the vault. A week after Faust's disappearance, though, he emerged from the pit, now sporting a gaunt appearance. Faust explained that he had been visited by a god while in the pit, a god willing to take the group on as their patrons if they provided human sacrifices into the pit. When Faust's group resisted his alleged prophecy, he released the vipers of the pit onto the survivors, killing most and leaving those still alive delirious from the venom, causing them to hallucinate the same vision Faust had seen. Leading his followers through this turbulent time, Faust would order a shrine built atop the pit, and would become the first great snake keeper of the Vipers Raider Gang. The Vipers would soon establish their own unique culture based around their serpentine god. When a member of the tribe would reach adulthood, they would partake in a ritual that would see the initiate comatose from a combination of alcohol and snake venom. Those that survived would be admitted as warriors of the tribe, while those who died would have their corpses fed to the snakes. Despite their savage and brutal ways, the Vipers were not effective raiders, failing to attack the hub in 2125 and coming into conflict with the Brotherhood of Steel in the 2150s. After the Vipers managed to kill Roger Maxson Jr., the son of the Order's founder, the full might of the Brotherhood was brought down on the Vipers, effectively destroying them in New California. The second group that left Vault 15 was the Jackals, a cannibalistic tribe that adopted the practice after being forced to eat each other during one particularly bad winter. Filing their teeth into canines, the Jackals would raid California for years, only forced to flee east after their near destruction at the hands of the third group. The Khans, perhaps the most complex of the Vault 15 raiders, were a monarchist society based on the biker gangs of old. Led in the 2160s by Garl Deathhand, who ascended to the position after murdering his father and predecessor, the Khans had higher goals than just raiding to survive. Trading with the hub for ammo, the Khans terrorized Central California, repeatedly raiding Shady Sands and attempting to force their own control over Junktown. In 2161, the Khans would abduct Tandy, the daughter of Aradesh, the leader of Shady Sands. Desperate to rescue his daughter, Aradesh hired a traveler known as the Vault Dweller, a man who had already helped bring Shady Sands into a prosperous state, who attacked the Khan's headquarters and all but destroyed the gang, rescuing Tandy in the process. As the new California Republic rose to prominence, Vault 15 fell into disrepair. A dispute over scavenging rights broke out between the NCR, salvage companies, and a small cult that formed, worshipping the vault as the holy place that birthed the Republic. In the interim, a band of squatters took up residence outside the decaying vault, making the already drawn-out negotiations even more complex. Taking advantage of the situation, the son of Garl Deathhand, Darien, would swoop in with his creatively named gang, the New Khans, promising the squatters that, if they kept the NCR away, the vault would be fixed and made livable again. In 2242, Tandy, now president of the NCR, would hire a mercenary to resolve the salvage rights issue. This self-proclaimed chosen one of the village Arroyo would discover and execute Darien, allowing for the squatters to negotiate terms with the Republic, leading to Vault 15 becoming a thriving community in the NCR. With the domination of the NCR over California, whatever was left of these raider gangs would be forced east in order to ensure their survival. While there have been rumors of the Vipers as far as Colorado and the Jackals as far as Texas, the last confirmed sighting of both of these have been in the Mojave Wasteland. These gangs are the Vipers and Jackals in name only though, as their unique cultures have seemingly been obliterated. As for the Khans, whatever remained after Darien would move into Bitter Springs, hopeful that they could use the area as a base of operations for their drug creation and smuggling operation, only for the NCR to come down on them yet again.